Hey guys, John here. So, what I wanted to do was give a small overview of, I guess, sort of how you can start playing this game and how you can set things up. Because a couple of guys, so we've started the Monkey Lizard Army on Star Wars The Old Republic, working our way towards Legacy of the Sith, which comes out holidays of 2021. So near the end of December, there's going to be a new expansion with a whole bunch of new stuff to explore. So in the meantime, throughout November and December, a lot of us YouTubers and guys in the toy community have started playing this game. And we formed a guild called the Monkey Lizard Guild. Salacious Rum has wanted to start that up. So it's kind of his brainchild. And so, of course, it's called the Monkey Lizard Army. That's our guild. So, but there's like 10 or 11 of us playing now, and two more coming. Simon, so Thousandth Ghost, Chris is playing. I'm playing. David Carell, Jonathan Redmond, Salacious Rum, Bob, a few other people. Who else was in there? But anyways, and then Simon's coming, and Luke from Legacy, or from Any World But Ours. I almost said Legacy of the Sith. Why was I? So there's going to be a lot of us joining this game in the next month, next few weeks. And the few people who have joined us, I'm getting a lot of questions. Like, people are very new to even playing an online game. So there's stuff that I assumed people would just know, but apparently, if you've never played an online game, this is very confusing. So I thought it'd be good to give some tips, and also for anyone coming back to games, for anyone coming back to games, where am I going to put this? I guess in the middle is fine, right? I thought I'd move it around, but I guess it's okay where it is. But yeah, even some people returning to the game or returning to play these online games could use some refresher or know how this particular game operates. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through like character creation, I guess. I'll make a character and show you how to set up the screen and stuff, and what some of the things on the screen do. So when you want to log in, set up your account, log in, hit play, and I'm like, why is it taking so long? It never takes this long. Is our internet slow today for some reason? I gotta check that again. Yeah, this is taking forever. This never takes this long. What's it doing? Huh. So this is your main screen. You probably won't have any character here because I have characters made. We are playing on the Starforge server, so make sure it says Starforge up there. If it doesn't say Starforge, you want to go down to this button. So you've got buttons here on the left for customer service, play the cinematics, like the entry to the game, if you want to play that, which you may have seen online. People have recorded those. They're really, really good. If you haven't watched that cinematic, watch it. The intro to the game is awesome. There's a preferences area, credits, which is probably where you can buy cartel coins. You don't need that right now. Server selection. So if you need to switch servers, click that, and you will see Starforge, Darth Malgus, Satil Shan, the Leviathan, and Talak Horde. So Talak Horde and the Leviathan are in other languages, French and German, so we don't play those. Well, you can, but I mean, I don't. Satil Shan is North America, mostly for the West Coast. Darth Malgus is Central Europe. I think the server's in the UK, so it's not really central. And I do have a character over there, but I barely used it. And then Starforge is the English server that we're using mostly for the East Coast. And the reason they picked that server was because people who are on the West Coast of the United States can still connect to it and get a good connection. And people in Europe like UK and Netherlands and things like that, can also get a good connection to that one. So it's sort of centralized for everyone who's playing. So select Starforge if you're not already on it. It'll log you into that server. And then you will create a character by hitting this plus sign. Now, I have active characters because I've been playing for a little while. I've got a whole bunch of them. This thing here highlights which characters you've completed the story with. So I've completed 3 out of 8 class stories. I've done the Trooper, which is this guy. Right now he's wearing like a snow trooper kind of outfit. I've done the agent, which is this guy. He's a sniper. I've done him as a sniper. He's sort of like a Ghost Ops agent. You can watch me play this guy through. There's 4 parts for Shadow of Revan expansion that I did, and played this guy through that expansion. And then there's the Bounty Hunter, which is what this one is. And my Bounty Hunter is Granomir. He's kind of looking like Lando with that skiff guard outfit stuff. And I found a bunch of techie looking, arms and leg parts and belts, just to give him weapons and equipment all over the place. Like, you can't really see his feet from here, but his feet have knives and guns and everything tucked into them, and there's just weapons everywhere. So, weapons and gadgets. So he looks really teched out. Pouches on the arms, So I thought it was cool. But I really like that helmet. I don't know why. I just really like the way this looks and the coloring and everything. It's got bits of red and silver and other stuff on it. But we're going to start a new character. So you probably don't have any of this stuff. You've probably got a blank slate here. And what you're going to do is you're going to hit this to make a new character. Now, if you have a character booster, you can start out by leveling them to 70 or 60, but you're not going to do that. You're not going to boost any of your characters, because if you boost your characters, you do not unlock their story content. It's just for end game use, to get a character up to the end of the game real quick if you want to make a different character and not have to go through the leveling process. But when you do that boosted character, like I said, you don't get credit for any of the story stuff or any of the quests. It's just a blank slate, but it's high level. So you just want to hit create at the bottom there like I did, and you're going to choose your alliance. Now the monkey lizard army is all on dark side. We're Sith, we're dark side, we're bad guys. So you're going to click that, and now you'll come to where you're going to pick your class, your character. You can be a Sith warrior, which is basically a Jedi Knight as a bad guy. You can be a Sith Inquisitor, which is more nimble and like, these guys are like the warriors are like the Jedi Knights. They're like but as a Sith, they're like a Sith Knight, and they're brutal and just like whipping things apart. Where the Inquisitor is more martial arts, like Darth Maul and stuff. And yeah, so you're going to decide if you want to play a brute or a martial artist kind of guy. And then you've got Bounty Hunter, and then you've got the Agent here. So you're going to have to decide what you want to do with your character, and a lot of it you can look by equipment. So like the Marauder, which is this Sith warrior, the first one is a Marauder. He generally will use 2 lightsabers, and he is like a brutal, like, damage guy. And then you've got the Juggernaut, which will use 1 lightsaber, and he is kind of like a tank. He's like the guy who takes all the damage and keeps all the enemies away from anybody else. But he can also be made as a just plain damage guy. You don't have to play him as a tank. You can do either one. And then under Sith Inquisitor, you've got a Sorcerer, which generally uses lightning attacks and things, and they have 1 single-bladed lightsaber. They're mostly going to be using electricity, though. Lightning. This is like Emperor Palpatine. Does damage from a distance. He's not someone who's up close and attacking. So you're using lightning and all kinds of force tactics to kill and attack your enemies, not necessarily your lightsaber. And then the assassin is a dual-bladed lightsaber, like Darth Maul. So it's a single beam with 2 blades on it, dual-bladed like Darth Maul's lightsaber. And this one is pure damage, and he stealths. He can go invisible and stealth around. If you want a stealth character that's a Sith, this is the one for you. And he's very martial artist and athletic. It's essentially Darth Maul if he could disappear into the shadows. But it's called an assassin. So if you want to play a Sith character, you basically can choose 2 lightsabers as the Marauder, 1 lightsaber as the Juggernaut, lightning and distance attacks from range as a Sorcerer, or a double-bladed lightsaber like Darth Maul. So you're going to make that kind of decision if you want to play that. Now, if you want to play someone who has blasters and guns, you're going to go Bounty Hunter or Agent. Now, the power tech is a more standard Bounty Hunter that you see, like, say, Boba Fett, okay? So the Bounty Hunter power tech is kind of like a Boba Fett type blaster. They have 1 single blaster, and it's like a blaster rifle type thing. And it's kind of like I said, it's more like Boba Fett. The mercenary bounty hunter is like Cad Bane. So this is 2 guns, 2 pistols. They're blaster pistols, not a blaster rifle. So you get 2 pistols, 1 on each side, and you're more, yeah, I would say you're more akin to a Darth Bane or Cad Bane kind of Darth Bane. That's funny. A Cad Bane type thing. He has more rockets and missiles and explosives he can send. And he also can heal. That's right, I forgot to tell you, the Sorcerer can heal. He's a healer type as well. And then same with the Mercenary. The Mercenary is more of can be a healer type as well as damage. So the Sorcerer can do damage and healing, and the Mercenary can do damage and healing. And then the Juggernaut is the tank and damage. I think the Assassin can also be a tank, if I remember right. But I haven't... I'd have to check on that. Maybe we'll make an Assassin and I can check on that. Because one of the other characters can be a tank as well. I don't know who it is, though. This guy... Yeah, okay. So Boba Fett, Cad Bane. Boba Fett's the power tech, Cad Bane's the mercenary. So just think about which type of bounty hunter you want to play before you do that. And then the agent can be an operative, which is kind of like... They're going to use blaster rifles, and they're kind of like the guys you see on the deck of a Star Destroyer. You know what I mean? They're a regular infantry guy, you know, whatever you want to do. Yeah. I haven't played one yet, so I'm not 100% familiar with what he can do, but to me, he's like the last guy I would play, because it just seems like he's a normal person, you know? And then the agent sniper is the one that I did, which is the ghost ops kind of guy, who he's very tactical, uses long sniper rifles. They're really, really cool. Lots of technology, bombs, grenades, all kinds of traps, things like that. So it's pretty cool. By the way, the agent operative, I think, can stealth also. So that's another stealth class. I think that's the stealth class of the guys who use guns, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, if you want to stealth and turn invisible, let me see if it says it here. Oh, and they use vibro knives too. Huh, so that's interesting. Let's go to abilities here. The operative, or maybe it's advanced classes. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, we can see these. Alright, so the operative of the advanced classes can heal. Blaster rifle and vibro knife. And operative will do whatever. Yeah, stealth. Okay, so he can stealth. Whether ambushing enemies from stealth or advanced medical technologies. So he can be a healer, damage, or damage. You pick one of these three, and he can stealth. So and then the sniper is just all damage. You just have 3 different damage things you can choose from. Okay, and then so let's check that out with the bounty on that. So the power tech can be a tank. Okay, he can. Alright. And then you have damage. So they even show like a Boba Fett looking character there. And then the mercenary can heal like I thought. I'm a mercenary. My bounty hunter is a mercenary. So I can choose to heal or do damage. Mine's an arsenal damage one. Yeah. And then the Sith Inquisitor guys. Let's go to advance. So yeah, corruption is the healing one. Lightning and madness. So lightning is a lot of lightning attacks, of course. And then madness does sort of like mind attacks and can take over, can sort of draw energy from them and draw life. And then the assassin, I have both an assassin and a sorcerer. My assassin's max level, and he's a hatred one. Hatred draws life from them, like saps their life. It's almost like a necromancer in a sense. And then there's deception and darkness. Darkness is the tank. And the tank is the one that's going to take all the damage and keep all the enemies busy. And then for the Juggernaut one, you have pure damage on the Marauder, and the Juggernaut's the tank, or 2 you can select damage if you want. Now these are ones I haven't been playing much yet. I just started a Juggernaut, and I have a Marauder. These are like low level ones, like level 1 and level 4, so they're barely even played. So basically, yeah, you're gonna pick a character that you want to try. Let's see. We'll just make up a guy here. Yeah, that's cool. And you have other things you can look at here, like abilities, combat roll. I can't move those around. Story gives you a little bit of information. If you want to read all those things to help make your decision, you can. But essentially what I look at is the weapons. If you want to use 2 lightsabers, pick this guy. If you want to use 1, go with this guy. If you want to use lightning attacks and be at a distance, use this guy. If you want to stealth and disappear and do martial arts and use like a double-bladed lightsaber like Darth Maul, pick this guy. If you want to be like Boba Fett, pick this guy. If you want to be like Cad Bane, pick this guy. If you want to be a stealth operative that can hide in the shadows and come out and attack people, use the operative. And if you want to be a sniper, use the sniper. That's essentially how I look at it. So next, you're going to pick your race. So you can be a human, male and female, Twi'lek, male and female. There is a Ratataki. They are gray-skinned, weird-looking aliens. Zabrak, like Darth Maul. There are Sith, the Sith race, which by the time you get up to Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, this race is extinct. The Emperor has killed them all, but they're still alive back here. You could be a Chiss, like Grand Admiral Thrawn. You could be a cyborg, which has it's a human with cybernetic implants. You can be a Cathar, which is basically a cat, like the Thundercats. But I don't have that race unlocked. When you start out, you will probably only have humans, Zabrak, cyborgs. You might only have those 3. I don't know. It depends on what you do. I think if you're playing free to play, you might only have those 3. If you pay for 1 month, you might. I think when you pay for 1 month, you might unlock the Ratataki and the Sith, and maybe this other Zabrak guy. I don't know. The pale skin Zabrak. I don't know. But you might not have all these unlocked. Like, I don't have the Cathar cat people that look like the Thundercats, and I don't have the Miraluka that are blind. They're like a blind alien. They don't have eyes unlocked yet. But I don't care because I don't want to play those species anyways. But by playing the game, you can unlock the Twi'lek and the Chiss and Togruta, which are like Ahsoka Tano and Shakti. The Mirielon, which are like Luminare Unduli and Barriss Offee. The pale-skinned Zabrak, which are more human skin tones. The Miraluka, like I was saying, is the blind people. Oh, it tells you how to unlock them. So the Cathar is only available to purchase from the market, and then the Miraluka is available as an unlock in the legacy system when you have a character that reaches level 10 in the legacy. But I must not have unlocked it. I have a level 10 but I just haven't unlocked that legacy perk. I get you. Okay. This probably costs money, and I didn't want to spend money on it. Like, in-game credits is what I'm talking about. Whereas this one, if it says Cartel Market, that's a special currency that you can either buy with real money, like our dollars and cents or UK pounds, that you can actually purchase, or you can save up, because every month I think you get like 500 cartel coins for playing the game, and you could just save those cartel coins every month until you have enough to purchase the unlock if you want to play a cat person. And then the other one is the Nautilin, which is like Kit Fisto. So we can choose any of those that we want to do. Lots of different races, lots of cool stuff to choose from. Let's make a Twi'lek. What do you think? Huh? Sound good? So you can go female.
That's not fear I smell, is it?
And if you want to go back, you go back. And you can pick male.
That's somewhat intriguing.
And if you don't like that, you can go back. And if you're like, wait, I didn't want this race, you can go back again and pick, let's do this race, yeah. Or this race, okay, let's try that guy, he looks kind of neat. And then you can go back and go, I think I want to
That's
play
somewhat
this.
Intriguing.
And so the other thing you have is, let's put all these at number 1 so we can just look through them all. The other thing you have is all these appearance things that we can
That's
go
somewhat
through.
intriguing.
Now, if you just click your mouse on
That's
the
somewhat
screen
intriguing.
anywhere, you will rotate around. You can move them back and forth. Clicking over here, just rotate.
I suppose I can lower myself to do this.
So just click with your left mouse and move your mouse around.
Just show me where the
Rotate
fun
this guy
is.
to see them from all angles. So you have body types. There's a zoom here, and there's also these arrows to spin them left and right if you want to use those. But there's a zoom to go in and out. So we have a dainty small body type for number 1. Number 2 is slightly taller and slightly more built. Number 3 is really buff.
Just show me where the fun
really
is.
tall, like one of those guys in Prometheus or whatever. And body style number 4 is stocky.
That's somewhat
big,
intriguing.
Kind of fat dude. If you want to play a fat dude, you can do that.
Now that wasn't so bad,
Dengar.
was
You
it?
could make Dengar, So I don't like the really little guy, and I don't like the big buff guy unless I were making a Dengar. Or Baron from Dune would be cool. Let's do this big, tall, beefy guy. Let's do number 3. And then you have head styles. So you're going to want to zoom in, see your guy's face.
Just show me where the fun is.
And you can choose a bunch of different facial structures. You want to pick one that you think is cool. Or just represent.
Just show me where the fun is.
That looks fine, right? And then the third option is scars. So he's got a scar.
Now that wasn't so bad,
along the
was
side
it?
of his face. He's got a cross scar. He's got scars on his chin.
That's somewhat intriguing.
That you can choose. Scars across the face, going down here. Across his nose and forehead. You have...
That's not fear I smell, is it?
Up the side here. Scars all over the place like Frankenstein. You have 3 scars.
Now that wasn't so bad, was it?
By Wolverine. Just one little nick on the cheek. Burnt on
That's somewhat intriguing.
Face. Burnt on that side of the face again.
Just show me where the
Burn
fun
on that
is.
side of the face. We've got the Joker smile.
That's somewhat
Why
intriguing.
so serious. We have a big deep scar across the eye like Anakin Skywalker.
That's not
rippled
fear I smell, is it?
scar kind of thing going on that side, which doesn't look bad for this guy. Scars
Just show me where the fun is.
I don't know how they'd be symmetrical, but sure. And then we have scars around his eyes. They're very...
That's not fear I smell, is it?
But I kind of liked this one, number 15. That looked pretty cool on this guy, right? And then you have Complexion, which will
Now that wasn't so bad, was it?
This kind of stuff, like the tone, you'll see. And with this guy...
That's somewhat intriguing.
He's got, like, some gray...
Just show me where the fun is.
So you can see, like, this gray marking.
Just show me where the fun is.
Like, I've got the stripe now. That one's going around his head. This one did his eyes. See how the eyes are...
That's somewhat intriguing.
Darkened. So it's giving us some patterns.
Just show me where the fun is.
Along the eyes like that.
I suppose I can lower myself to do this.
Ominous. So basically, yeah, you're gonna pick a complexion that you like, that works for you. I kind of like the stripe along the eyes.
Just show me where the fun is.
And then you can do eye color. Each race has a different set of colors, so you might not find every color with every race. But I think this guy is mostly gray to blue and black. Doesn't have that many eye color variations. I like the pale. Jewelry, some will have jewelry, some will have tattoos, some will have other options, hairstyles and stuff. These guys are bald.
Now
so
that wasn't so bad, was it?
but essentially, you're gonna just pick what you want to do. And I don't want any jewelry on this guy. I'm not a jewelry fan. Tattoos.
I suppose I can lower myself to do this.
These are the tattoos. When I click, they'll change.
I suppose I can lower myself to do this. That's somewhat intriguing.
Oh, that one's neat.
Just show me where the fun is. Just show me where the fun is.
I think I like that one. And then you got to put a name in. So let's name him Scythosaurus. Unavailable? Who? Someone actually named themselves Scythosaurus? Let's do Scythosaurus. Let's try that one. Oh, someone took that name too. Scythodactyl. Let's do that one. He's a Scythodactyl. Oh, we can use that name. Okay, so Scythodactyl is coming in the game. You're going to have a cutscene that you can play. To show the beginning. And you can hit escape to skip it if you want. Which we're going to do because we're just doing a tutorial. Spacebar to skip to this. And we're going to enter the game. If at any time you want to skip any of these cutscenes or things, you can hit spacebar to skip them. Like I'm here.
The last one to arrive is finally here.
And
It would be a shame.
Lord Zash has
not here to show you the story, so we're just going to skip all this. I'm here to do a tutorial. So, try
Don't I now?
I'm just clicking everything
Nah.
and skipping right through it. There we go. Alright, this is where we want to get to. So now your interface is going to be massive. You got quest stuff over here. You have a map down here in the lower right. You've got dark side or light side, whatever you're working towards. You can be a dark side who eventually works all the way towards the light. Just click that and you'll go light side. You can be a Jedi who wants to go dark. Click that, you'll go dark side. So whatever you're working towards, you want to click here. And just by picking a dark side character doesn't mean you cannot do light side stuff. You can, if you so choose. This game is fully customizable for you to do whatever the heck you want to do. You have a chat screen up here, and this you can alter. I'll show you that. You have the login screen right here, which gives you a bunch of different things from login rewards to mission logs. Other missions. These are story missions, were purple. Regular missions are the other one. And you've got your cartel market. You can either go from here, clicking cartel market to bring it up, or you can go to this yellow thing here and bring up your cartel market. Same thing. Now all this stuff will be used to spend these cartel coins. You should have around 500 or 600 depending on how you, if you're free to play or a subscriber. And then every month you will get 500 just for playing the game. So you'll be saving those up. I get about 600 because I've done some extra things to get that, which we can go over later. But essentially, there's appearances and armor, and like mounts, that you can get, and pets and stuff. So there's all kinds of stuff you can get in this market. And if you want to it's mostly cosmetic. You really don't need any of it. Daily login rewards. You click this daily login area, and you will find a bunch of stuff that you can collect every single day. And every week you'll go through a tier. So tier 1, you'll get a big one. Tier 2, you'll get a big one. Week 3, which is tier 3, you'll get a big one. And then week 4. The last week you'll get that, another big one. And if you log in 4 days in 1 week as a subscriber, you earn this extra crate of prefab stuff. So it's pretty cool. So every week you can do all this, every day you can do all this, and get different little things to help you out, including experience boosts and all kinds of things. So, yeah. You can minus up here to get rid of that screen so it's smaller. Down here is your character's name, and what you are. I'm a Sith Sorcerer. These are my powers. The numbers correspond with the number on the keyboard. So number 0, if I click it, my guy, when I press 0, my guy will cast that spell on it. And that's a buff. If you hover over it, you'll see over here in the right, It says mark a power, increase the target's mastery by 5%, and do internal elemental damage reduction by 10 for 60 minutes. If the target's a group member, then all other group members are also buffed. And then you have, So this bar is where all your powers are going to go. Every time you level up, you get more powers. It'll fill in. And then it will go to page 2. There's little up and down arrows here. 2, 1, 6. So you have 6 bars, but you've got to scroll through them. So up to 2, and you'll have more powers. If you don't want to do that, which is once you get more powers where you got a couple bars, it becomes a pain. So what you want to do is go to your preferences up here. So up here on the top bar, you've got stuff for your personal character, you as one single person. You have a character sheet, inventory, abilities, combat, legacy, and login rewards. This login rewards is the same as what we saw in that other tab. Legacy is across all your stuff that you have across all of your characters on the server. Combat proficiencies brings up whether you want to be heal, lightning, or madness. Like, we'll make madness and we'll commit to that. Yeah, let's commit to madness. And then once you go up, you will fill these out and you will gain points to fill in these things to enhance your powers. So this will happen every, at level 10, level 11, level 12, 20, or 16, 19, 20, 24, 26, 27, and so on. Every time you hit these level perks, you will get stuff. And the ones with the lock in them, you will be able to choose over here what you want. So, yeah, okay. And then the next thing is abilities. This is where you have your abilities. If they're passive, you can't click them. If they're force or something else, you can. You can just click it, drag it off the screen, and place it in your bar, which I already have that there, so I don't need this one. But that's just how you move it down there. You have Inquisitor spells. If it's active or melee, you can use it. So like Mark of Power is down here. Saber Strike is down here. But I can take Sprint and put it over here if I want. And it's on the bar. And if you want to move them around, you just click it off, drag it out, set it there, and drag that one over so you can switch things around. All the passive ones you don't need to put on your bar. Only active, melee, force, passive ones are the ones you do not put on the bar. And then in general, you're going to have your other special perks, like quick travel, which you want to move to the bar, because you're going to use that from time to time. If you want to put your revive and revive companion and other stuff down there, you can. Most of the stuff in general is things that you don't need to use. The only one I pull out is quick travel and activate random mount. I'll pull that out when I have a mount. But you don't get a mount until you're level 10 if you're subscribed, level 20 if you're free to play. So you don't need that mount button until you're at least level 10 or level 20, depending on what you're doing. The same with vehicles. You won't have any vehicles until you're level 10 or 20 and you actually get a vehicle for the mount, you know. Your text box is up here. This is what you're seeing people in general chat talking about stuff. You can hit this little thing to minimize it and get rid of it, because you don't need that on unless you're actively chatting with somebody. So there's no reason to leave that up. Your, like I said, your quest bar is over here. This will tell you what quest you're on and what you're doing. You're going to click that and it'll bring up the mission log. And then the mission log will have your class missions and other missions that you're working on. You just hover over one, click it to highlight it, and it'll give this little text box will tell you what you have to do for your mission. And then it'll also give you the rewards, so you're going to get a outfit, like a chest piece, and you're going to get a practice blade, and an experience booster. And if you don't want to track that, you can either click the little button and it goes away from the side over here, so it'll disappear. Click the button, it appears. Click the button, it disappears. So it's up to you if you want to see those missions on the sidebar or not. Totally up to you. And you can also click untrack or track down here. You also have reset, so if the mission's going wrong and something's weird and you want to do it again, you can just reset the mission and start it from the beginning. But let me warn you, the reset starts it all the way from the beginning. So if you're like 3 or 4 steps in, and then you decide you want to reset, you have to do it all over again if you hit that reset button. Abandon means you will just get rid of it. I don't think you can abandon a class mission. I think you have to play the class story all the way through. But any other mission you get, if you just don't feel like doing it or it's too hard, because some of them are designed for 2, 3, or 4 players, you can just abandon it and not worry about it. Because you can always pick it up again. If you abandon a mission, you can always go back to where you got it and get it the second time. It doesn't matter. And the share button over here, if you're in a group, this will highlight and you can share all your missions with other people. You can't share class missions, but all the other missions that you get, you can share with other people in your group so that you can all have all the quests and do them together. The next tab you have in your mission log is Conquest. Conquest, you can't really start till you're level 10, but every week, if you get 50,000 Conquest points, you will get all these rewards. Pretty cool. You get 4 24k credits. You can get like $100,000 every week if you can do this. And this takes no time at all. You'll have it done in like a half hour to an hour of just regular questing and playing the game. It's not difficult to do at all. Guild invasions, we won't go into until I show you the guild stuff. And then the codex is like lore. It's like history and lore. And as you're going through the game, you will click on codex and lore objects, and it will add to this so that you can learn more about the planets and more about achievements. And there's game rules and all these other things in here to help you, like tips and tricks and stuff. So if you want to look at that, you can. But it's mostly lore and the story stuff, you know. Inventory is I. This is what your inventory is. You have stuff you pick up along the way and things you get from your quests. Mission items are things you need for the quest, but you rarely ever have to click on this tab. I pretty much just ignore this tab. I look at my inventory. Currency is all the stuff that you can use to pay for things in the game. So different factions will use tech fragments to gear yourself up. Cartel market certificates will get you items you can buy from the market in the game, like a character in the game. Prosperity tokens are from a different character in the game. These 3, Blatant, Beck, and the Horizons Razor and Pit Screamers, are swoop bike gangs, and they have their own currency to purchase stuff from their swoop games. Galactic Seasons tokens. So we had Galactic Seasons number 1. It ended earlier this month. Actually, I think it ended in October. And then the new one will start with the expansion in December. That'll be Galactic Season 2. I saved 5 tokens from the first season, hoping I can use them in the second season to get myself an advantage, because I only ended up spending 10 of them in the current season to buy something I wanted. Then you have stuff for every planet and faction. Like these are good on Dantooine. I have 34 of them. Bounty contracts, I've got 3 left. You know, and then Helix components. So these are all things. There's a Rakghoul event that goes on. I have 33 of those. So there's just different events that happen where you can use this other currency to purchase things from specialty vendors in the game. If your inventory to start with has only 3 rows, if you want to expand those, you can pay, like right here, 5,000 in-game currency. Right now I have 0. I haven't started, I haven't done anything. So you would click purchase here to do that. And you can expand this. And you can expand your inventory all the way to the bottom here if you want to. But you have to buy it row by row. And by the time you get to the bottom, I think it costs like 200 or 250,000 credits. So it's expensive to expand your inventory. You can also expand your inventory. You'll see this a lot when you're trying to do stuff. You can either purchase it with in-game credits, the green money, which is what you get from doing quests and selling stuff to vendors and just whatever. You know, you get these green credits pretty quickly. It's pretty easy to get them. And you can purchase it with those green credits, or you can spend your cartel coins over here. Either 390, where it will purchase it for every character on your account, so it's a one-time fee, but that also is line by line. You gotta remember, it's 390 for just one line, not the whole inventory. Or you could do 170 for one character, for a single character, you know. So I would not spend it this way. I would not use these, because these are, if you only get 500 a month, you're using almost 400 of them just for one slot. That's ridiculous, you know. So, and if you want to pay for them, like, I'll show you that. If you go to the cartel market, and we can add coins, it's 450 for $5, 1,050 for $10, 2,400 for $20, 5,500 for $40, and 14,500 for $100. So it can be expensive to look how that's already highlighted. They want you to spend $100. You know, so you don't want to. In my opinion, you don't really want to spend those coins because they're expensive. So if I were ever to expand, I would just use the green and keep saving up till you can expand, or borrow money from one of us, because I've got $3 billion in the game, you know, so I can give you some money if you want to expand your inventory. It's not a big deal. As a free-to-play player, I think you can only have 1 million of the green money on your guy at any given time. If you earn more than 1 million, you don't lose it. It goes into what they call an escrow account. It goes into another spot that you can withdraw from later on if you need to. So you don't lose the money if you go over 1 million. But as a as a paid player, as a subscription, if you pay to subscribe to the game, this can go up to $4 billion. The limit is $4 billion. So that's the most you can have is $4 billion. But as a free-to-play player, it's 1 million. So big difference there. The other stuff with your inventory is you have this to deconstruct. It opens up a deconstruct window. You can move items like armor and weapons and gear into this box, or you can just right-click it and it will go into the box if it's something you can deconstruct. And then you click this button that says deconstruct, and you will deconstruct it and get materials out of it. Materials are here, and this is what... Now I have materials because I have other characters, but yours will probably be empty when you start. And it's by category: archaeology, bioanalysis, diplomacy, investigation, scavenging, slicing, supplements, treasure hunting, underworld trading. So you'll have stuff in each of these. As you are playing the game, you'll just pick up things that'll go in this on its own. So these things won't show up in your inventory, they'll just go into this side thing for materials. That's used for crafting. So you can choose to craft armor, you can craft like Jedi outfit, like Sith outfits, cloth, you know, like robes and stuff. So there's one that does robes, one that does armor, there's one that does guns, there's one that does lightsabers, there's one that does like vehicles and mounts and things and technical gadgets. So there's a bunch of different ways to do crafting in this game, and you're going to pick one when you're around level 20. You actually pick one if you're a free-to-play, and you can pick 3 of them if you're a subscriber, if you subscribe. You also have a renown stash here, which doesn't come into effect until your max level. You have to be level 75, which is currently the max. When the expansion comes out, it will go up to level 80, and that's when renown comes in. But I think they might be removing renown in the expansion, so you might never need to know anything about renown. This might be something that's going to go away and you won't need to worry about it. Collections. Oh, that's your... Okay, so you can click that to go to collections, or you can click this and go to collections. And that's the items that, like, I own 8% of, you know. If I show collected, this is the stuff that I own from the market. So, you can see I have some different lightsaber crystals, colors for my blade, some different characters and different armors, different speeders and mounts, pets. I have a lot of pets and a lot of mounts. So it just kind of shows you all the stuff that you own from the cartel market and what you've got so far. And the pack explorer is when you open a pack from the market. You don't really need those things right now. The next thing is your character sheet. This brings up your character, and we don't need that window. So your character, this is a big thing for everybody, and let's bring up the inventory as well. Now what you can do is there are shortcuts here. So character sheet is C for character, inventory is I for inventory, P is abilities. So think of P as powers. My powers come up when I select P. Combat is K, K for combat. Legacy is a Y, Y for legacy. So you can do that kind of stuff. So if I hit I, this comes up. I hit I, it goes away. I hit P, my powers come up. I hit P, it goes away. I hit C, my character goes away. P for powers, P for powers. C for character, C for character. I for inventory, I for inventory. Y for legacy, Y for legacy. So I bring up my character, I bring up my inventory. I can click on something and drag it into my inventory. So I can't equip that to my head. So it's saying you can't equip this to your head. I can take my armor off by doing that. I can put it back on by doing that. And you notice your character changes based on what you're doing. You can also just right click it and it'll go right in the slot it's supposed to go into. You can right click it when it's in the character window and it'll take it off. So simple as that. You can either click and drag or right click. You have your level 1. Item rating. My item rating is level 1. The max item rating you can get to currently in the game is 306. When the expansion comes out, it's at least 334. It might even be higher. These are all your skills. Mastery, endurance, power, critical rating, alacrity, accuracy, defense, absorption, shields, and presence. Presence increases the effectiveness of your companion. And each of these has a tool that will highlight to tell you what it does. So like critical, right now it's 0. I don't have any. Critical increases the chance that an attack will deal increased damage as well as the amount of that increased damage. Like mastery is one of your main skills. Mastery increases your aptitude in combat. It shows you your melee damage bonus, your critical chance bonus, force damage, force critical chance, healing power, stuff like that. Endurance is basically your life. It increases the amount of damage that you can suffer before you are defeated. So it just gives you a max health and regenerates, things like that, you know. Power is how much it increases the damage and it increases healing, you know, stuff like that. Social, every time you max this bar out, like right now it's a 0 of 10, it'll go up. Valor, 0 of 1,000, it'll go up. Those are just like behind the scenes points as far as I know. I'm not really sure what they do. I think if your Valor goes up high enough, you can buy certain armor and stuff to certain cosmetic items. It's not something that affects the game, it just affects how you look. So that you can just have this prestige of being, look how valorous I have. Valor is valorous a word? Look how much valor I have. Social is the points you get when you're working with others in a group and stuff like that. Again, I think there are social items. If you get really high, you can get special cosmetic items to make yourself look cool, and everyone will know that you're a very social person. Down here, you've got some quick glance things, your percentages and stuff. If you're min-maxing your character for melee, defense, and force use, if you're a force dude. Yeah, so there'll be a range for blaster classes. I think it'll say range instead of force, like your ranged attacks. Yeah. But as you switch them, you'll notice that this switches too. So when I switch to melee, there's different things here. When I switch to force, there's different things here. And again, hovering over them tells you about them. The other thing you want to know in your character sheet is, first off, you've got this thing to select a title. Right now I don't have any titles. Character flair, I don't have any. Legacy titles, you can pick. You'll gain these with your due achievements and stuff. And the one I made up for my characters is the Anox Sags YouTube Legacy, because I play a character named Anox in almost every online game. And believe it or not, I've bumped into 1 or 2 people playing this game who saw the Anox in my Legacy and said, "Hey, are you the same Anox that played Dark Age of Camelot?" Or, "Hey, are you the same Anox that played World of Warcraft?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then I find out that it's someone who was in our guild in one of those games, and we chat and have a good time. So I put that in there so people know, because we knew hundreds of people who used to play those games, and they all know me by Anox. And then SAGs for Super Awesome Geek Show, and I did apostrophe YouTube just to show that if anyone runs across me, they're going to know that I'm Super Awesome Geek Show on YouTube. And so you can make this whatever you want. Like, I think Chris is going to do his 1000th ghost, stuff like that. And every single character that you have could use that legacy title. And then this will put it on as your last name of your character, or if you uncheck it, it'll put it under your character. Like, I will show you that right here. I'll go to nameplates, nameplate on self, apply, okay. So see, it says Sithadactyl, the Anox Sags YouTube Legacy, or I can display it like my last name, Anox Sags YouTube. And I don't want it to display as my last name, because I think that looks weird. Sithadactyl, Anox Sags YouTube, the Anox Sags YouTube Legacy, so I just uncheck that and just have that. The other thing to know in here is this is your active outfit, where this is the one that has the stats on. So yeah. Now what you can do is you can have a outfit designer. So all these, you can add them by paying for more spots. So you can have a number of different outfits you can unlock all the way around. So you can get a bunch of different outfits up here, and if you click activate, your guy will activate that outfit. If you want your main outfit, which is the one that has all your stats on it, you hit activate and he'll wear that. But the items you put in here, you can then have like a cosmetic overlay of what you're doing. And I'll have to show you it because this character doesn't have any money, so I can't do it. But I'll have to show you that on a character with more money. Let's go back to this tab bar up here. So the next thing on the bar would be, you have activities, which is your group PvP solo activities. You have chapters, which will show you which expansion you're on. Mission log, which we went to already, which has our mission and conquest and guild stuff. We have companions and contacts. Right now we don't have any companions. I'll have to show that on a different character. Strongholds I'll have to show on a different character. Crew skills I'll have to show on a different character. Yeah, these things I'll have to do on a different character. Okay, so we'll go back to those. the big thing you want to deal with is this gear. So you're going to mess with stuff in the person when you start out, and you're going to mess with stuff in the gear when you start out. So the first thing you might know is I can just move my character around, and I'm not happy with how, like, I have to hold the button all the time for him to run, you know? So what I like to do is I like to go up to here and go to Preferences, and I like to go to Key Bindings, and I go to my Movement Key Binding. Now in Key Bindings, you can change the keys for anything. Your targeting, your quick bar, your movements, your miscellaneous, interface, all this stuff. But the only one I ever change is I go into Movement, I go down here and target auto run. It's mouse button 4, so if you have a mouse and you have 4 buttons, you can click mouse button 4. But if you don't have a mouse, I change that to R. R for run. And I hit OK and apply. And now what happens is, like if I go over here and I tap the R button, I don't have to hold it down. He just runs. So now I don't have to hold that down. He just runs around on his own. And I can hit left and right, turn him around, and do stuff like that. And if I hit forward or backwards, he'll stop running. But if I want him just to run, so I don't have to hold the button down forever, I can just hit R and he'll run. If I hit R again, he'll stop. If I hit forward, backwards, he'll stop. The other thing up here that I use is Interface Editor. Log out logs you out of the game. Interface Editor, I use that. Now in Interface Editor, one thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want more bars. So down here you've just got the 1 bar. And by the way, I didn't tell you this, there's a little lock button here. If you hit that lock button, I can't drag this off. I can't pick it up. If I hit the unlock, I can pick it up. But what could happen is while you're playing the game, you could accidentally pick this up while trying to shoot it. Like if I come down here with my mouse and I click it to use that power, I could end up going like this and then click off the screen to make my guy and go, whoa, wait a minute, I made that disappear. Where did it go? Oh crap. And then you gotta hit P for powers and you gotta hunt for it. Where was that? No. Here it is, mark of power. And I gotta pick it up, put it back on my thing. But if you lock the bar, now it won't happen. I can't pick that up no matter what I do. But even with the bar locked, I can add stuff to it. So like I could say, oh, I want to put this sprint thing on the bar right here at number 5. You can add it to it. But I can't pick it up now. I can't get rid of it without unlocking the bar. Now I can get rid of it, toss it away, and then lock it again so I can't accidentally throw something else away. So, but eventually you're going to get to a point where this bar is full, and you're going to be clicking this thing to go to bar 2, and then go, now I got to click it back to go to bar 1 to click on my, to click on my attack, and that's kind of annoying. So what you want to do is you go to Interface Editor, and there's presets in here. You have Advanced. And if you hit Advanced, you got to hit Load the selected interface right here. And when I hit X, now it's brought up a second bar down here and 2 extra bars on each side. So I have plenty of room to put most of my powers out. If you feel like you still need more room than just those, and you don't have to scroll now. There's no more scrolling. You can if you want to. Scroll to bar 5 and bar 6 because there's 2 more bars that are not up there. But you don't have to. Other thing you can do is if you want, you can go to Extended Quick Bars, hit Load the selected interface, and now it puts more bars all over the place where you But you might be saying that's too many bars now. I can't see the screen. I've got crap all over the place. So in the Interface Editor, the other thing you can do is you can move these quick bars. Move these quick bars wherever you want. And when you click on a quick bar, like this is quick bar 6, it shows you like this quick bar 6 right here, scale, and number of slots by row. So what you could do is you could say, well, I want to have 4 slots, or wait, I want to have all 12 slots. I want all the options I can have, but I want 6 per row, or you can do 4, or like, so you can make a big square, or you can do 6. And you can move them wherever you want. So I could put it there. And then I could take this one and I could go, oh, I want to do 6 again. And put that right next to it. What would I be covering up? My companion. Okay, well I can move the companion up to the top above this. And then put this down here. So in a sense, you could move these around to wherever you think you want to put them, and have it so that they're not as taking up as much space. Let's say oh, we must have to save them. Okay, save. Sure, and then so now the bars are all down here along the bottom, and then I have this one up here. You could move these down over here, but you might be thinking like, well, this is still taking up too much space. My interface is too big. So the other option is in the interface editor, you can actually do global scale. Right now it's at 1. Well, I can go down to 0.95. I can go down to 0.9. I can go down to 0.85, 0.8. 0.75. So say you think that's where you want to be. Now you can tuck these in a little bit. And I could go, I want that one to be 6 and tuck it in over here. Well, let's move these out of the way. Maybe I'll go down and scale even more so I can fit more stuff in. So see, you can move all these things around and make it work for you. And scale them to what you want to do. Why can't I move that tooltip? Oh well, it doesn't matter. But then put that over here, put that there. This is target of my target. Target of my target's cast bar. What's this? Marauder scorecard. We can put that over here or something. Save, close, and look. So all my stuff is down at the bottom here now. And I can use any power I get. My screen is cleaned up. Things are smaller. I don't have to, So the big thing I think is changing that size, 0.75, because when it was 1, I mean, that was, look how much, it's just way, it's taking up half your screen down here. But when you scale that down, you know, heck, you can go to 7 or 6, just depending on how good your eyes are, you know. I mean, that's really out of the way now, you know what I mean? So it gives you more to look, so you can see your screen better. So that's some of my tips for cleaning up your screen and working with what you got. But as you can see, now look how small that text is. You can barely read it. So you got to find that balance between what you can read and what you know. Now you can see it a little better, right? Login and seasons, legacy, combat abilities, character sheet. So just find that balance between clutter on the screen and what you can read in your windows there. So yeah. So now let's go to guild stuff. I'm going to log out of here. We're going to get into more advanced stuff now. So some slightly more advanced things will go into a different character. Oh, and by the way, if you don't like your character, you can say, well, I'm going to start over. I don't like this guy. You can hit delete. Do you want to delete Sithadactyl? And you have to type in delete. Delete. Yes, I want to delete him. Are you sure you want to delete Sithadactyl? Yes, I want to delete him. Oh, he's gone forever. Can't get him back, so be careful with that. But let's do this. Let's go to Vermithrax, a new character. Right here. And we're going to show you the guild stuff. So once you get invited to the guild, the Monkey Lizard Army Guild,
Good as you.
You will, pardon me real quick, we have to get back to where you start. I didn't realize I put him on our ship, because I want to show you how to get here, which is a separate thing. But my guy's named Vermithrax. You have that on his name tag. The Usurper is his title, which I will show you. I'll show you titles here. So in your character sheet, you're going to go to this little icon again, titles. I have my character's name as one. It could just be that, Vermithrax. Or I have two titles. I have the Usurper and I have the Illustrious. So Vermithrax the Illustrious, Vermithrax the Usurper. And if I want to use that title, I just click this again and it's there. So just highlight the one you want to use and it's there. And it changes on your character, Vermithrax the Illustrious. I like the Usurper, so I'm leaving that. And then your character flare, like I have a special one that came from New York Comic Con 2019. If I turn that on, it shows this little blah 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 over here, which is dumb. And it shows this around my character, which is unnecessary. So I don't use that because I don't like the way it looks. But some people like it. Some flair, so they do it. Your legacy title, like I said, you can get these other titles from doing events in the game, but the legacy that you name and you make up, you can select as your legacy title, and that shows up right here. And then the guild you're in, the Monkey Lizard Army, is the third one, and then this bar and stuff's your life and force and all that stuff. Go back to Korriban where we start out. So if you don't want to see nameplates, go to Preferences. Go to Nameplates and turn these things off. You can turn on and off anything you want in the nameplates. Hit Apply, hit OK, and it will turn them off. But if you want, like nameplates on friendly players, nameplates on NPCs. So now there's nameplates on everybody who's running around here. So it all depends on what you want to see. I don't have a lot of nameplates on because it can slow down the game and cause lag and things like that. When I stream, I notice the nameplates actually do make a difference in the lag of when you stream the game. So personally, I just have mine off, but it doesn't matter for you. You can do whatever you want, you know. But so I was going to show you some other things with. Let's see. The first thing I was going to do is bring up my character and bring up my inventory. So here's what I'm wearing. Okay, so if I'm wearing this as my armor and I get better equipment, like say these, so I want to put these on. Okay, so now I'm wearing this, but I don't want to look that way. I want my guy to look like this. So I have these things in here as cosmetic overlays. It is the outfit designer, right? Outfit 1. These items do not affect your stats. They are just there for looks. When I activate that, now my guy is wearing that outfit right here. But his stats are still what's here on this first page. Okay? Like his stats are there. If I want to wear that other outfit, the one I started with, I can just click activate on outfit 2 and he's wearing that. But his stats are still this, what he's wearing under here. So you can have all the gear with your stats on it here, but look like this or look like this, or add more. If I want to pay for it, I can buy more. You know, I gave this guy $10 million, so I could do that. So I could just purchase a third one and go, okay, I have a third one. And now it's empty, there's nothing in here. But if I want to, I can add, oh, I want to add these boots and make it look like that. And you commit to that, you say yes, do you want to commit it? Yes. And now I have this third outfit that looks like that. You know? So I can quickly switch between activate this outfit or activate this outfit, you know, and look different ways. Or I want to look however whatever I'm wearing is on, you know. So these are different ways to look different. And the other interesting thing is, even when you're on this active outfit, like if I right-click these, it like I will just put them on under his armor, and it doesn't change how this looks. You know, when I click C, he's now wearing that stuff on the bottom. You know, it doesn't change how this looks. So as long as number 2 is my active outfit, it will never change. I can do that and I can switch gear, and it doesn't change how he looks, you know? Like this is the shirt, I just switched, it didn't matter, it didn't make him look like any different, you know? So, yeah. Put that on, doesn't matter. Put that on, doesn't matter. So, you can make your guy cosmetically look like one way, and then yeah, just I guess it's just called the outfit designer, you know, so that you can make him look one way, have all his stats. Because sometimes the armor you get in the game just looks all crappy and you don't want it to look that way. So you find cool stuff, put it in here, and you go, I want to look this way for a while because it looks cool. You know, that's it. By level 10 or 15, somewhere in there, you'll get a companion. You can actually change the way your companion looks by adding armor and putting stuff on her. If I want her to wear this, she can wear that. If I don't want her to wear that, I can take it off. If I want her to be naked, I can take all her clothes off, make her run around with just shorts and a top. You know, it's totally up to you, however you customize your companions. There's also companion looks, like you can put this customization which will change her facial structure and skin and stuff like that. So you can totally customize your companion if you want to get one. The other thing is this little armor thing, customize appearance, where you can hide the head slot or put the head slot on. So if you want to if you want to see your helmet, you can do it or hide it. Show your dark side corruption. So when you get fully dark side, your guy will get corruption on his skin and stuff, and you can toggle that on and off. And you have, I don't know what this does, dynamic mount, but you also have unify colors, which will unify it to the color of the chest piece. So, like say I'm on my this outfit, okay? Now, if I don't unify the colors, these gloves are orange, see, and the pants might be red. But if I want to, I can click Unify Colors, and they'll all get unified. And now they match the chest piece. So it's kind of, you know, if you want to do that, you can do that. Guild stuff. Okay. Once you enter the guild, oh, we didn't do maps. So there's a world map. Yeah, we did the map. Yeah. World map is where you are. There's a whole bunch of different things on the side here you can read and find. If you need to find a vendor, click that. It'll show you the vendor. This is a vendor symbol. If you need to find, like, say, your mailbox, click mailbox. There's a mail symbol right there. This little arrow is where you are and where you're facing. Pink is where you need to go for your class mission. Yellow and green are where you need to go for your side missions. If you're on this map and you need to see more, you can click this to bring up the whole map. Right now this is the whole map. If you want to see the galaxy map, you can click that and bring up the whole galaxy. But you can't really do that until you have a starship, which you don't get to around level 20. So the other thing to bring up here, we wanted to bring up guilds. So once you're in a guild, you can go to this group thing. It brings up, you can have a social window, your friends window, your guild window. So bring up the guild window. Once you're in the guild, it will show Monkey Lizard Army. You will have our little logo thing on the side. And then this is how far we're progressing towards level 2. Our guild will go up in levels as we go along, and as everybody in the guild does stuff. We will eventually unlock these other rooms on our command fleet ship to give us special powers. Right now we have 5% added reputation bonus, 5% added experience bonus while we're leveling, and we have 0% for renown once we are at max level. That doesn't matter because a lot of characters aren't max level. Right now we have a conquest going on. We're doing a guild invasion. As we get more power, we will unlock more of these slots and we can buy stuff to put in them. Like right now we have an additional experience boost of 3%. So we have 5% plus 3 means we're getting an additional 8% experience right now from all sources while we're leveling. Just for being in the guild. And then the second thing we have is a crafting efficiency bonus of 3%. So when we're crafting, the time will be cut down by 3%, so it'll be faster. And like I said, as our guild goes up in level, we can unlock these other areas and add more special bonuses to everyone who's in the guild. The guild invasion, which is what this is currently about here. The guild is right now invading a planet called CZ-198. And we need 500,000 points, and we need to finish it in another 5 days, 16 hours. So we could probably have done this 2 million one and not been a problem. I think the top ones, the large ones, are like 5 million. Yeah, 5 million it says, where these are 2 million. We could have easily done the 2 million because Chris and I alone have each contributed to over 200,000 points. So Chris and I alone are gonna hit the 500,000 mark and give everybody a pile of goodies. Once we hit that 5,000, we're gonna get all this gear, money, and stuff for crafting. Plus, we're gonna get these little things over here, little bonuses for our ship. I think those bonuses go towards our ship. So yeah, we've got an invasion going on. Pretty cool. Right now there are 10 people in the guild. 2 of us are online. I bet you Chris is online right now. The roster. Yeah, Chris is online and I'm online. In the roster, we have, you can show offline members. We have all these members, and we put little notes in so you know who's Phineas Puck. Oh, that's the 1000th Gold Chris. Who's Vermithrax? Oh, that's John Sags, Super Awesome Geek Show John. So, and then we also have their legacy. Chris put his legacy as Moon Ghost, where mine is Anon Sags. Fry, his legacy is Spin Cutter or something like that. And Sarek has his legacy. Gulios has his legacy. But we put their names over here. So Gulios is David Carell. Sarek is Jonathan Redmond. You know, stuff like that. Salacious is Lord Salacious Rum. And we put Salacious Rum Bob over here. And they also have a guild. Everyone has a guild rank. So right now, Chris's character is Hand of the Monkey Lizard. Like mine is the Monkey Lizard GM, and then the guy that's not the GM I labeled as GM alts, just because those are my alternate guys. There are Monkey Lizard henchmen, Monkey Lizard acolytes, and Salacious, of course, is the only one who's going to be labeled the Monkey Lizard King. He gets a title all to himself as the King of the Monkey Lizards. He is the Monkey Lizard King. So that's reserved only for Salacious Realm. He has his special rank that no one else can have. Perks is where we have our ship, and like I said, we still got to unlock these other areas. But here's where we put the experience boost, and here's where we put the crafting boost. And we can get all these other boosts as we go on and we open up the spaces. And once we open all the spaces, we'll have a set bonus thing that we can get. But that's for another time. So to get to that ship, how do we get to it? Well, we go up here, this little chevron, and we click on Strongholds. And in Strongholds, you have personal, guild, and stuff, and keyring, which is other people's. Right now I don't have access to anybody else's Strongholds because we're all new to the game. But personal, I have a couple myself. I have one on Coruscant, I have one on Tatooine, one on the space dock, I have a train, and I have one on Droman Kos. I don't really need any more. You can get like 20 or 30, whatever number you want. But click on the guild one, and as you can see, I'm a level 1 character. I'm level 1. I'm just started. As soon as I join the guild, you can actually travel to our flagship, the Monkey Lizard Army, which is a Howitzer class Imperial Dreadnought. And you just click travel to go there, and you can. This is what our Dreadnought looks like. Our Imperial Star Destroyer Dreadnought. And land inside.
I'll set you right.
Once you are inside the Dreadnought as part of the guild, you can run into this other little room here, and you can access your mailbox, so you can get mail. Pretty cool. You can access your bank, which is green, and over here on this side you'll see a tooltip come up. So when you hover it, it says cargo hold. So you can click on your cargo hold, and this is the cargo that your individual character is carrying or can use. So you're storing this in your bank as your individual character. The yellow one over here is a legacy cargo bay, which is shared by all the characters you create on the server. So I have multiple pages on this one, but I can share all this stuff with all of my characters if I want to. I can pick anything out of here and use it for this guy. Or I can put stuff in. If I'm not using it, I can be like, well, I want to store this for a different character. And then the fun part is, if you're part of the guild, you have a purple bank, which you can actually use as the guild. And now the guild bank is set up slightly different. You have tabs over here. We have companion gifts, which are gifts you can give to your follower, the guy that's running around with you. You can pull out a certain number of these. We have crafting materials for levels 1 through 9 of crafting in this bin. Crafting materials for levels 10 and 11 in this bin. And that'll probably go to 12 when the expansion comes out. We have modifications for your weapons, which you can use in here. Now, these are like... Well, let's see, I'll just click on one. So, if I want my lightsabers to be different colors, I could click on these and be like, let's see how this one looks. Ooh, look at that one. That one's cool. And then you're like, let's look at this one. Oh, that one's cool. So hit Control. When you hover over it, it says Preview with Control left mouse click. So you can preview it with left mouse click. Control left mouse click. And it shows in this window, that's what that color looks like. So I can pick all these and go through them and be like, oh, those are cool. Oh, that's kind of like the dark saber. Ooh, that's even more like it. That's cool. You know, so there's all these different colored lightsabers we can get. And this will bring me to the next thing I want to talk about, which will be changing your gear out. But we'll get to that in just a second. The next tab in your guild bank is the gear itself. There's a whole bunch of gear in here that you can either use cosmetically or use as stuff that you want to use. Again, if you want to preview something, just close this lightsaber preview window. Control left click. And you can preview how that armor is going to look. Spin your guy around. You can zoom in. Ooh, look at the blue on the things, yeah. If you want to reset it, just click that. But you can click on each different armor set and see how they look if you want to use them. Oh, that one's neat. Look at that armor. Wow. Crazy. So yeah, all kinds of stuff. Trooper armor. Neat. And if you want to, you can dye all this stuff. So we go back to mods and look, there's dyes. So red. Ooh. So that's white and red. We could do red and black. White and black, you know. Black and gray. So there's different, it dies based on what you're clicking here, different ways. So it's pretty cool. You can totally customize your outfit the way you look. That is pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. And then the last thing we have are perks, which for a lot of you guys, I've made it so you can only take one item out per day, or maybe even per week. So you might want to ask if you can have multiple items, because I didn't want someone joining the guild, stealing all this stuff, and running away. Because some of these mounts, like this one right here, which by the way, you can preview these. Just Control left click, and you can preview how these mounts look. sometimes you want to close the window. So you can see this is a speeder bike mount. Here's like a hover pod mount. Another type of speeder bike. And then there are animals that you can ride, like this bird and this weird thing. But some of these, especially the animals, cost like 5 or 6 million green monies, credits. So you don't want someone coming in and stealing all these and running away and then selling all this stuff for $100 million and they basically wiped out your thing. All these are pets. You can have pets in the game. And there's titles down here. So there's just this perks thing are special items that eventually you'll want these eggs and you'll want this stuff to get a tauntaun or to get special items. Birds, I think you can hatch the eggs and get birds that you can only get from doing a special thing. So there's all these extra stuff to have. There's a bunch of blurgs in here. If you want a blurg, there's 4 different blurgs in here. In a monkey lizard. But yeah, so this is just, if anybody wants any of this stuff, you can just ask, and if you can't, just take it out yourself. Because I had to set for permissions for each level once you enter the game, the guild. Yeah. Anyways, if you want to decorate a donation to the ship, you can put it in here and just hit donate decoration, and it will donate. And that's the last thing I think I'm going to show is the decorations. So when you get a stronghold, or if you want to decorate this ship yourself, if I set the permissions correctly for you, you will be able to change how this looks. Right now we have, you enter in here, we just have this little entry room, and we have all the stuff you need over here, such as your banks and your mailbox and things like that. Well, if you want to change your appearance, you can click this appearance changer, and you can do what we did before. You can just alter your character however you want. Oh, I don't want him to look like that. I want him to look like this. I want him to be like that. I want him to have blue skin. Let's find the blue skin. There we go. Where's blue? There it is. But you got to pay for it. So you'd have to pay 240 cartel coins to change them. And then you don't really want to do that unless you really want to. And then this thing is the Galactic Market. If you want to sell anything on the market, you can just like shift click it. It'll bring up the name in here. You do a search, and it will tell you where they are and how much they are. Oh, these are $490 million. Okay. Well, if I'm going to sell mine, you can click sell. Put your item in that little slot right here, and you can put in, I think I'm going to sell mine for $300 million because I want to be nice and not sell it for $400 million. And plus someone will buy mine first, you know. And once you have that all, I keep going too far. 1, 2, 3, there we go, 300 million. You say create sale and it'll put it on the market. And then another human being player can buy it from you, you know. So, yeah, you know, that's how the market works. And if you want to search for something, you can go, oh, I think I need a lightsaber. Let's check out lightsabers. I want a double-bladed lightsaber. So let's search and see what we got out there. And you're like, oh, here's one for $220. It's really cheap. Oh, but there's this other one for $124 million. What's that one? You know, and you're like, oh, that one looks cool. You know, you can zoom in and see what that lightsaber looks like. Oh, that's neat. And you're like, let's check this one out. Oh, that one's actually cooler than the expensive one. But you can also put in your level, like you'll see here, level. That one takes level 61 to use. So you're like, well, wait a minute, I'm level 1. I want to see what I can use right at the beginning. So you can search for like lightsabers you could use at level 1. And you're like, there we go. I can use this lightsaber because it's on level 1. oh, that looks pretty terrible. You know, like, I don't want to use that one. No wonder, you know. But it still costs $175,000, so you can't buy that when you're level 1. But yeah, so that's what the market is, essentially. When you get stuff, you can sell it to other players. You'll get a lot more money selling it to other players than you do if you try to sell it to a vendor. And then we just decked this area out on the ship. This is basically just like a lounge area to have fun, play around with. We have a deck up here for like a command deck in a sense. And then we have the control room and computers and stuff over here with a bunch of Imperial characters just kind of hanging out doing their thing. But if you want to edit any of this, the edit tool is right over here. So we have this edit tool. Open the invite dialog. This, you can type in someone's name and invite them to the Dreadnought if you're not part of the guild. So if you have a friend playing who's not part of the guild, you can invite them that way. You can open the decoration window by clicking this chair, and it will show you all the decorations that are available in the game. If you go to category, you can pick different categories for the thing, subcategories. You can do a filter by typing in a name, like say bed, and the beds will come up. You can click show unlocked, show all. Show all shows every available decoration in the game. Show unlocked shows all the ones that we own, and show available shows all the ones that are currently available to be placed in the thing. So you see 12 of 20 are left. We own 20 of them for the guild, but we only have 12 left to place. Bunk beds, we own 6 of 6. No one's placed any bunk beds anywhere. So what do you go if you go, hey, I want to put a bunk bed somewhere? Well, what we will do is we have to go to here and we do edit mode. So we click edit mode. Edit mode brings up all these little tiles that we can put stuff on. There are small tiles which are green, like these little green squares, and those you can put small things on, like a basic metal chair. When you hover over what you're doing, you will see the hook type. It says, the little pop-up that pops up right here says basic metal chair, stronghold decoration, furniture, chairs. Those are where they would be in here. So category would be furniture, subcategory would be chairs. See? Furniture, chairs. Hook type, floor small, floor medium, narrow. We own, the guild owns. So I own 28 of them. The guild owns 18 of them. So what you can do is, now that you're on this little thing, this window here, which by the way you can move these around if they get in your way. Place, you put this little thing, place, and it's there on the square. And then you can pick it up if you don't want it to be there. Or you can go, I did want it there, place. And then you have an X and Y and a rotate. So as you click rotate, you see that chair moving around. Let's zoom in a little bit here. How come I can't zoom in now? There we go. Let me go over there so you can see it better. There you go. So I can rotate the chair around. It's moving around. Yeah. And then X and Y offset, so we have, you know, we can move it around. X and Y. I can take it out further this way or whatever. So you can move stuff around and put it wherever you want. But only items can go on the green that have a floor small hook type. So you see where it says hook type, floor small, floor medium, narrow. That's floor small is what the green is. Floor medium, narrow is one of these blue ones that are narrow. It's narrow like that. So you right click that, and floor medium narrow can have the bunk bed or a metal chair. So we can still put that chair down here if we want to. It'll appear in the middle and do all the rotating X, Y, or we could, this time we can put down the bunk bed. Ooh, let's try that. Oh, look at the bunk bed, neat. And you can do floor, medium, narrow, and rotate, stuff like that. Or, I mean, X, Y, and rotate. Whatever you want. And the next size up are these big blue squares, which are called floor medium. It's the big blue square is called a floor medium. So floor medium, right now, we can put the bunk beds, because those bunk beds were floor medium or floor medium narrow. Where the table is only floor medium. See, now we have a scrounge work table, which is only floor medium. So let's go to one over here where we can put that out. So we got this. Let's place that. And now we have a desk, basically, sitting there with a chair. Comes with a chair. So the desk and a chair come together. And we could rotate that 90 degrees. Put that out there so it looks like we just have a desk there. Yeah. Let's put another one out. Let's put one right next to it. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to move that so it's right next to it. So we have two desks in a row right there. Yeah. And if we want to leave them there, we just hit hide hooks. And now we've got those desks and chairs where we put them. And we can go about our business and leave them there. If we want to go back to edit mode, the next big hook is these giant purple ones, which are underneath all the green ones. So we can right click the giant purple one, and that is a floor large. If you look at hook type, it says floor large. And this is a research lab. Let's put the research lab down. Well, how about we put the research lab in a spot that makes a little more sense? What if we go over here? Oh, those are all computer terminals. Well, let's put it right here, I guess. We'll put it on this one. So we're going to hit place, and it's there. Now we have this giant research laboratory thing sitting right there. We can hide the hooks, and look at that. It's right there. Pretty neat. You can actually click on these. Sometimes they do stuff. Ooh, this one lit up. Look at that. Pretty neat, huh? It's got like a little hologram thing there. That was pretty cool. If you want to turn it off, you can go up and click it again, and it'll turn it off. Ooh. Go back to edit mode. The next thing are these beams of light. The beam of light is sort of like a floor tile. Right now we don't have anything to put on the floor, so we can't really show you that. But you could put carpet down, you could put other things, like I did that over here. Let's go over here. Like I clicked this light beam, and I put down this corporate lobby rug. So if I pick it up, that rug's gone. Put it down, the rug's back. You see? So that little light beam is where you can put rugs and carpets and other things that go on the floor. And if you look up, you can put stuff on the ceiling. So when you do that, there's big purple things. We have a basic yellow light, or we have the little like imperial kind of laboratory light or whatever. And the same thing with the walls. You can click on these purple ones on the walls and put the decorations there however you see fit. And now other things you can do here is you can right click on these, you can go to layouts, and you can change the layout of those. So if you want medium blocks, small, medium, and narrow blocks, the big purple block, a bunch of other arrangements, a bunch of different arrangements. So however you want to do that, you just hit apply layout, and now that new layout will be there. So there's a bunch of different ways to set these all up if you want. And there are even bigger ones than these large purple ones. There's centerpiece ones, and there's starship locations and stuff like that. So if we expand to new areas, we can have even larger, bigger things to put down in here if we want. But that's essentially it for the Stronghold. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you was we have this vendor here, and this vendor has tokens, cartel, contraband, cartel chip. So if you want to buy one of those tokens, yes, I want to buy one of these tokens, you can come over here. They cost $5,000 each, so they're expensive. But you can come over here and you can play this slot machine over the green flashy light. And if you win, you will get reputation with the underworld, like the huts and stuff, the Hut Cartel underworld, which you can buy special items on the fleet. So you click it to play. Oh, I lost. Darn it, I lost. So I wasted my $5,000. It's gone. I didn't get anything. The way you win is there's this purple pointer. You see the purple pointer flashing around? When that purple pointer touches the purple on the outside ring that's flying around out here, if they line up, you get a coin. If it lines up in the exact center, you will get reputation points. And if it lines up in the center when the circle is flashing purple, when the tap, so everything lines up, you'll get even more reputation points, like hit the jackpot. So essentially it's just like gambling. But I will tell you that I did that to get my hut reputation. If I bring up my legacy and I go to reputation, underworld reputation, I'm legendary. I'm the max you can get right here. I went all the way up to legendary. And the way I did that was by buying those coins. So it doesn't take you that long and that many coins to buy to actually do it. So it's not as big a deal as one might think. It seems daunting when you're starting out, but once you get going, you will have more money than you know what to do with. So in our ship here right now, we have another room over here with disguise terminals. You can play around with those. Those are fun. And we have a bunch of like carbon freezing chamber here, which you can open and play with. And you want to open and close this a couple times because it does different things every time you do it. So it's pretty cool. Like now there's a guy in carbonite in there. What? And so each of these things will do stuff. Like here's the Kenner toy. The Kenner toy is right here from the Energizer, right? And you click on it, it actually opens up like the Kenner toy did. Isn't that neat? So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff to play with in here. You can click these things and do stuff, you know. So there's lots of interactive decorations in here that you can play around with all around the ship. But over here on this side, so when you come in, you're going to start right here. When you land on the ship, behind you will be the mailbox and all the cargo holds for you to get stuff out of. So, and then at the big thing from Dark Crystal, you go over here and you will see the escape pod room. This is all escape pods. When you click on an escape pod, you can escape back to Korriban, which is where you started out. And that will take you right back where you were when you left. So we're essentially going right back to Korriban, right where we left off. Everything is all perfect and not scary. So yeah, I think that might be it. I think I might have gone through everything. I know that was really long, but I'm going to log out in... If you log out in the ship, you get bonus experience when you start leveling your character. So I'm going to log out in there. But, yeah, I think I went through... So I think I've gone through everything. The guild stuff, like all the different interface things, and hopefully that gets you started out on how to play this game and how to do things. If you have any other questions, you can ask me, and when you start playing the game, if you haven't started already, hit us up and we will invite you to the guild. And the way you do invite is you can literally just type / and it'll bring up the general chat. So the / that's next to your shift key, was that a /? You do G for guild, and then INVITE, guild invite, space, the character's name. So like Scythosaurus, you know? And when you hit enter, it will invite that character to the guild. So anyone who's in the guild currently can invite someone who's not in the guild by doing that, and they will be in the guild. And then you could go to the guild roster, and you could right-click their name, go to guild, and go to set rank, and raise them up a rank if you wanted to. Anyone new to the guild can only be raised to Acolyte, Henchman, or Minion, and you should go in order. So you don't really want to put anybody at Hand of the Monkey Lizard, because those are basically like top tier guys. You know, Salacious' right hand man, but they can be henchmen or acolytes, whatever you want to do, or you could be a minion. But the lower your level, like minions don't have that much access to things, henchmen have more, acolytes have the most access to stuff. So it's kind of that kind of thing. Alright, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped out. And feel free to ask us questions. If I didn't cover anything, let me know. Alright, see you later, guys.